In this video, we are going to be learning how our brain works. I hope you all are excited. So without any further delay, let's get on with the topic. First of all, what is the human brain? The brain is a soft mass of supportive tissues and nerves connected to the spinal cord. It's where we do our thinking. Some of the nerves in the brain go right to the eyes, ears, and other parts of the head. Other nerves connect the brain with other parts of the body through the spinal cord to control personality, senses, and body functions from breathing to walking. All our senses are tied into our brain, allowing us to experience the outside world. Do you guys know how the brain communicates? Let's find out. The brain, spinal cord, and nerves together form the central nervous system. The brain is connected to these nerves which travel throughout our body. Nerves from our senses send signals to the brain to let it know what's going on in the outside world. The brain also sends signals through these nerves to muscles in order to make our body move. Now take a look at this picture. This is the brainstem. The function of the brainstem is to link the brain and the spinal cord. And what is the function of the spinal cord? The spinal cord carries messages between the brain and the body. And the blood vessels carry blood from the heart to the brain. Let's learn about the main parts of the brain. There are three main parts of the brain. Cerebrum, which is the large and upper part of the brain, cerebellum, which is the back of the brain, and the brainstem or medulla, which is at the bottom of the brain. Let's learn more about each part of the brain. First up is the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the biggest part of the brain. Surface of the cerebrum is called the cerebral cortex. It's divided into two hemispheres, left hemisphere and right hemisphere. And it's also divided into four sections or lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. Each lobe controls specific functions. For example, the frontal lobe controls thinking and reasoning, while the temporal lobe controls memories and speech. And did you know cerebrum is a term often used to describe the entire brain? Now, let's learn more about each hemisphere of the cerebrum. Left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Whether you're performing a logical or creative function, you're receiving input from both sides of your brain. The left hemisphere controls the muscles on the right side of the body, while the right hemisphere controls those on the left. So this is why damage to the left side of the brain could cause effect on the right side of the body. Let's learn more about each hemisphere. First, left hemisphere. The left hemisphere is more verbal, analytical, and orderly than the right brain. It's sometimes called the digital brain. It's better at things like reading, writing, and computations. Coming to the right brain, it's more visual and intuitive. It's sometimes referred to as the analog brain. It has a more creative and less organized way of thinking. Now let's learn about the second main part of the brain, which is the cerebellum. The cerebellum controls balance and coordination and deals with motor movements. It controls our posture and balance. Next is the brainstem. The brainstem connects the cerebrum with the spinal cord. It controls fundamental body functions such as breathing, heartbeat, and digestion of food. Now, let's learn about our memory. There are mainly two types of memory: short term memory and long term memory. Short term memory, as referring to its name, allows us to remember something for a short period of time before dismissing it or transferring this information to the long term memory. And the long term memory is our brain system for storing, managing, and retrieving information. The memories in the long term memory can last for a few days or for many years. Now, does our brain need energy? What do you guys think about this? Well, if you said yes, then you're absolutely correct. The brain may not move, but it still needs lots of energy. And how is this energy sent to our brain? It's sent to our brain through our blood. There are lots of blood vessels and blood which is always flowing through the brain. And here's a fun fact for you guys. The brain size is only 2%, but the amount of energy it requires is 20%. And that's it for this topic. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment on my video. Thank you for watching.